On August 7, 1945, Tsutomu Yamaguchi takes the train out of Hiroshima. Behind him, he leaves a scene of immense human suffering. A B-29 named the Enola Gay drops a bomb nicknamed Little Boy, and it explodes over Hiroshima. Estimates are that 70,000 to 80,000 civilians are killed, along with another 70,000 injured and 20,000 military casualties. The blast radius was about a mile wide, and fires led to a damage radius of over 4 miles. Mr. Yamaguchi was walking alongside potato fields when he was knocked off his feet by the blast. When he regained consciousness, he saw a giant mushroom cloud with prismatic lights flashing inside it. Hiroshima is destroyed all around him. Tsutomu has burns on his arms and face, and his mind is scorched by the piles of dead bodies scattered throughout the city. He rides the train back home to Nagasaki with his 2 surviving friends. The war has taken a drastic toll on both the Americans and the Japanese in the Pacific, with the capture of Iwo Jima on March 26th and Okinawa on June 22nd, in 2 of the bloodiest battles of the Pacific. The USA is now in position to strike the mainland of Japan. However, the Japanese army still numbers in the millions, and civilians are beginning to be armed to ward off the upcoming invasion. When Japan is asked to capitulate in the Potsdam Declaration on July 26, the Prime Minister, Kentaro Suzuki, states that Japan will fight until the end. Japan also sends out orders for all POWs to be executed if the mainland is invaded. They had done a similar thing in the Philippines and China, and had been known throughout the war for their terrible treatment of prisoners, including executions, starvation, and medical experimentation. With an invasion being estimated to cost hundreds of thousands of American lives, and with the first successful test of the Manhattan Project bomb on July 16th at Alamogordo in New Mexico, President Harry S. Truman consults with British and Canadian leaders, and they concur that the new weapon should be used. They decide on the heavily militarized city of Hiroshima. On August 6th, a small squadron of bombers take off from Tianian, a recently captured island near the mainland. Amongst the crew was a radar specialist, Jacob Besser. He would soon become the only person to participate in both atomic bombings. The bomb dropped at 8:15 a.m., and launched a horror that the world had never seen before. The flash was so intense that footprints were engraved on concrete and permanent shadows burned into buildings. Hiroshima was destroyed. Tsutomu Yamaguchi arrives back home in Nagasaki on the 8th of August, takes only one day off work to have his injuries treated, and then goes back to work on the 9th covered in bandages. He is met with disbelief from his manager that one bomb could have caused the destruction of Hiroshima. Then a flash occurs, and a shockwave blows over everything in the office. Yamaguchi says his superior was saying, "Help me, help me," but he was so enraged he climbed out the window and left. He crawled home with fresh cuts and his previous wounds exposed from the blast. Another B-29 boxcar leaves Tianian on August 9th with a fleet of bombers and the Fat Man bomb on board. Jacob Besser is also on board. The original target is Kokura, but after circling the target, it is discovered that the smoke is too thick from previous nearby fire bombings and from the local steelworks. The squadron heads to Nagasaki. The bomb drops at 2:47 p.m., and Nagasaki is destroyed. Somewhere between 22,000 and 75,000 people are killed, and the radius of destruction by the bomb is about 1 mile and about 2 miles with destruction by fires. More attacks are planned, but on August 15th, Emperor Hirohito broadcast a message of surrender on the radio.
世界の体制と帝国の現状とに鑑み、非常の措置をもって自局を収集せんと欲し、ここに終了なる汝臣民に次ぐ秦は帝国政府をして米英蘇四国に対しその共同宣言を受諾する旨通告せしめたり、そもそも帝国市民の公寧を図り万邦共栄の楽しみを共にするは構想の違反にして秦の権限かざるところ、先に米英二国に宣戦せるゆえんもまた実に帝国の自尊と東亜の安定とを初期するにいて他国の主権を廃し平等ガスがごときはもとより秦が志にあらずしかるに公戦戦際をけみし秦が立海将兵の優先秦が百両有志の冷静秦が一億収書の方向おのおの最善を尽くせるに変わらず戦局必ずしも好転せず世界の体制また我にであらずしかのみならず敵は新たに残虐なる爆弾を使用してしきれに向こうを殺傷し残骸の
Yamaguchi has lain on his floor since the second bombing in a semi-lucid state. On August 15th, he hears the message of surrender from Emperor Hirohito. "I had no feeling about it," Mr. Yamaguchi said. "I was neither sorry nor glad. I was seriously ill with a fever, eating almost nothing, hardly even drinking. I thought I was about to cross to the other side." But he lived once again. Years later, stomach cancer did what 2 atomic blasts could not, and Tsutomu Yamaguchi died on January 4th, 2010, at the age of 93.